our stories, our culture, our excellence is the theme this year. How did you guys land on that theme?
Well, actually, it's been our theme for the last few years, and it really reflects where we are, right? It is about our stories. It is about our culture. It is about excellence. We that's what the Image Awards are all about. And so we're really excited. Folks are excited about being nominated. Folks are excited to see their favorite artists being nominated. And so the energy today has just been off the chain.
Now, when it comes to award shows, I remember back in the day, the only one that would have like a musical performance literally would be the Oscars, and they've kind of like shied away from that as of late. Do you think the NAACP would ever have like a couple of performances by a couple of the nominees or a former winner or something just to break up the evening?
The one thing I've learned, so being one of the executive producers of the show, is music is expensive in terms of,
I don't know what I thought you were going to say, but it wasn't that.
I mean, just keeping it 100, right?
Right?
But we know the importance of having music, and it's something that we like to incorporate. But the other thing is, we have eight to 10 categories that are generally in the live show. Although this is a fun fact, there are 92 awards. There are 92 awards, of which on live TV you only see 8 to 10 categories. We have the President's Award, and we have the Chairman's Award. The producers of the show, they are very clear, and I've been doing this. This is my fifth show. They are very clear in terms of time, because we have got to end at 11 o'clock. CBS is not allowing us to run over. So we have to end the show on time. And so it's by the second almost that things are apart. And so it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle, of which we want to have music between the costs and the time, but it's something that we definitely talk about, and it's something that we definitely want to incorporate when we can.
So over the years, I've seen the show expand in terms of categories. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. At first, it was pretty much cut and dry. It was like music, TV, film. That was it. Now you guys, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it may have expanded during the pandemic or maybe a couple of years prior to that, but you guys have expanded to literature, you've expanded to podcasts and social media and a couple of other different categories. Do you think expanding the brand of the NAACP with the Image Awards in this way has assisted in you guys reaching a younger audience?
We want to be connected to the culture. And like everything, things evolve. And after each show, we will look at each of the categories. If we have a category that for a couple of years, maybe there haven't been that many submissions, we'll sunset it. When we look ahead and we see what is going on, we will look to include. So perfect example is the social media personality. I remember when that idea came up a few years ago, there were some people like, what? And just knowing the power of social media and the influence of a number of these personalities, we thought it was really important to lift them up because they are having a great impact. And so it has really, really taken off, and highly coveted, I would say. I believe Tabitha Brown was our first social media personality, and look at her now.
I was just about to say, you guys have done adding the social media category to the NAACP Image Awards what would be likened to somebody being on the Apollo and having a recording career after that. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing, but in a different lane.
Yeah. The other thing, and just to, give you some insight, so this will be our third year with the new category, as I said. But as we are looking at what is going on, country music, it's been very interesting in the last year or so to see how artists of color, Black artists, have been treated in that space. And it became known, and I thought a lot of people knew, but maybe not, that certainly Blacks have been very much part of country music dating back eons.
Day
And
one.
so we've never had a country music category. But looking at what has been happening, it is something that we are taking under consideration for next year because there is great talent in that space that may not be getting all the visibility, recognition, and exposure that they should. And so we are taking that and looking at that as a possible new category. And so that's what I mean by like looking at what is happening and where it is that we can leverage our platform to be of service. Because at the end of the day, if we don't recognize our own, who will?
You're right about that. You are right about that. And country music, Black artists have been in country music for over 50 years. People just weren't paying attention. And the thing that I believe made people stand up and pay attention is when Beyonce got into the lane. Her presence there, because she has such a large presence globally in the music genre, it made people stand up and pay attention. So I got nothing but respect for that young lady for taking the attention off of her and putting it onto others. It's very unselfish and very needed. I wish that more artists and more people in the entertainment industry were that generous. Yeah, but that, I had to state that because that's a fact. And you guys do a really great job of peppering love all the way around with films like Albany Road that have been nominated. That's a film that I saw early on this time last year that stars Lynn Whitfield and Renee Elise Goldsberry from Hamilton. It's a very, very moving film. And so I'm happy to see that even though they did not get love in other areas, and in other sectors, that at least the NAACP is honoring Christine Swanson's work and the actors' work in that project. Just to close it out, Karen, what would you say is the best part of your job that you look forward to getting into daily?
I get to be reminded when I get weary, because it can be hard, and sometimes the losses aren't, when you've worked hard and you don't see those results. You just got to pick yourself up and get back at it because victory will come, but it will only come if we stay at it.
That is the perfect way to end it. What am I going to ask you after that statement? Like I would just ruin the interview if I did that. But I would be remiss in letting you go, Karen Boykintown, without giving you homage about this hairdo, honey, because the hair is swooped and whooped.
Oh,
It is gorgeous, and so
thank
are you. Thank you for allowing me to take some of your time today. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully I'll see you at the live show.
Hopefully you will.
All right.